Aquarius, welcome to your week ahead reading for the week of May 8th. I've already pulled the cards, so let's go ahead and just dive right in. What it is that we need to release. We have the 10 of Vessels, happiness, and that seems like an odd card to fall into the placemat for what it is that you need to release, but I feel like this is coming in through strong as far as sometimes we have a vision, and whatever it is that that vision is, we get so fixated on our interpretation of that vision that we don't really give room for the universe delivery of that to come in its fullness. So we might have a vision of how we want something to be, or we might have a vision of how we think something is supposed to be, and we think that if all of that comes into play, we would be happy, and that makes it so that when it doesn't come into that exact thing, whatever it is, we experience disappointment as a result of it, even if things come together good, even if things do come together right. So there are elements of something that you have envisioned that you are so fixated on that when things do come together, because they haven't come together how you saw it, you're sort of missing what it has to offer as a result of it. So let go of the vision. It doesn't mean you have to let go and never wish or hope for it or work towards it. It just means that you're holding on way too tight, and you need to release the control over it so that it can grow into everything that you've envisioned and have the potential to growing into something bigger than what you could have possibly have imagined. What is it that you need to be focusing on? We have Page of Arrows, Wren. This is coming in strong with it. There are some things that you need to be focusing on and following through with the action. There's some things that you have put into place, or you have had inspiration of, or that you have been given some consideration to. Maybe you've kind of wrote out a to-do list of things that you'd like to accomplish, or some changes that you would like to make, but you're not following through with this. You're spending so much time thinking, considering, wishing, envisioning, and creating vision boards and journaling about it, and considering steps that you could be taking, but there's not enough action. It's all the thinking and sort of doing the prep work, but not really actually doing the actual work. So it's like wanting to bake a cake and getting out the books and looking up all of the recipes, and then looking up other recipes to compare, and looking up other recipes to see how much different they may be, and if you want to kind of mix and match and maybe make your own recipe. But it's all this prep. Mental work, none of the action, none of the actual follow through, none of the getting to the point where you're actually doing the thing that you are envisioning or thinking about. And so this week you really need to focus on lighting the fire. You need to focus on following through, taking the next step that goes beyond just being inspired, goes beyond just considering and thinking and doing the mental prep work, and actually starting to take the steps, lighting the candle, or kindling the flame, and then actually feeding it the oxygen that it needs so that it can continue to grow, giving it the fuel that it needs so it can continue to expand and really become something bigger and warmer than just thoughts and ideas. What strength, or what do you have available to you? We have the Birth card, and I feel like this is just letting me know that if you can transition from this fixation that you have and what you feel like you want it to look like and be, and give the universe, your ancestors, your spirit guides to actually fulfill it in all of its capacity. That's not limited to your human perception, and actually start to put things into place and start to take the action. There is an opportunity for things to kind of birth out of this. And it doesn't necessarily mean it's what you have envisioned as much as it could mean just what is available to you, but you can't see it because it's still under ground. It hasn't broke through, and it hasn't been able to break through yet because you're not feeding it what it needs to grow and break through. It's taken root, but it hasn't broke through the surface, and that's because it just needs a little bit more nurturing, and it needs a little bit more sunshine or fire, which is the Page of Arrows. So it needs a little more sunshine and what have you for you to be able to have this kind of come around in what you have been envisioning and dreaming. But a little bit too much of a control, tight clutch on it, and not enough of actual follow through action. And this is basically what this is letting you know. This is available to you, but you gotta let go. You gotta nurture it from a very heated perception, not so much from a thinking perception. All right, that's all I have for you, Aquarius. I hope this has broadened your mind and has inspired you to start taking some action on some of those ideas. And hopefully I will see you in a future video.